TA, I just graded someone's paper who did not want to answer the last question. Instead, they wrote a long checkup to let the professor know that I am worried about food, I'm worried about my job, I'm worried about my family. I don't even have the strength or the energy to answer this last question. If you want to take off points, go ahead, but I'm telling you, this is where my head is at.
My question is, if we do not have the resources available to address the needs of the students due to the contract that we signed or the contract that we implicitly agreed to when we enrolled in these classes, and we're no longer able to fulfill that as an institution, why are we continuing to offer classes if we do not have the resources prepared to address them?
We already got emails regarding payment plans for the summer. This pandemic hasn't even reached a peak, yet we're already being bombarded with payment plans for the summer. Let alone some of us have the fall to consider.
The whole notion of transitioning from physical to online lecture or learning is predicated on bandwidth. It's predicated on the internet. So in essence, White is telling professors, you're going to have to outsource, the infrastructure for Cal State LA to provide equitable learning on your own. You're on your dime. And one of the answers he said is, you know what? We're not going to pay for it because you're not paying for gas anymore. So that should offset it. So I feel that that's kind of indicative of a very flippant, right, attitude towards faculty's need and students' need to have an actual internet infrastructure to get the whole show running.
I wanted to talk about a little bit was the people that sometimes aren't talked about, the students with disabilities. I know that a lot of them are hearing or visually impaired, so I want people to consider how are they logging onto their Zoom class or even listening to the lectures. That's something that universal grading would definitely help them out. I feel like they're a small minority that we shouldn't forget about them.
I think this whole notion of because we're at home all day, you're not doing nothing, you should have all the time in the world to focus on your classes, that is not true. We are dealing with students who are now the primary caregivers for their family, students who are now having to work these essential jobs. They are not worried about classes, unfortunately, and I don't think that's something that we need to penalize them for.